For all the recent hack attacks we've reported on, groups like Anonymous and LulzSec crashing the websites of the CIA, Sony, and PBS, according to a new report, that was just a nuisance compared to one massive series of cyber attacks targeting dozens of governments and companies around the world.
Really what we're witnessing is the largest transfer of wealth, the form of intellectual property in history.
We spoke with Dmitry Alperovich from the cybersecurity firm McAfee Incorporated, who discovered the attacks he calls Operation Shady Rat. Who were the targets of this attack?
Every single industry you can imagine, from IT industries, energy industries, governments, nonprofits, the United Nations, the International Olympic Committee, the World Anti-Doping Agency, the Association of Southeast Asian States.
Alperovich says 6 U.S. government agencies, a dozen defense contractors are among those that have had data stolen over the past 5 years. Data like information on summits, military secrets, other sensitive projects. A common method used, according to Alperovich, spear phishing. What's that? I spoke with Jay Bavisi, president of the firm EC Counsel, that trains cybersecurity personnel from the Defense Department and elsewhere to think like hackers. Jay, Leo here is the bad guy. He's the hacker. He's spear phishing me. What does he do?
So what Leo is doing is actually sending you an email.
Right. Here's my email. I'm getting it. Looks like it's from someone I know, right?
Exactly. It's from someone you know. It's a very harmless email asking you to click on the link. And if you were to click this link, it's going to download a piece of malicious software on your computer.
And hackers sometimes use your personal email to get in. Bavisi says what the hackers are counting on is me as an employee using my work-issued computer to access my personal email. So if I do that, click on a link in an email from a hacker, download that malicious software, that means the hacker's onto my employer's network and can move around. The report's author says these attacks were so large and sophisticated they could only come from a government. He won't name one because he says he doesn't have hard evidence. I spoke with cyber espionage expert James Lewis. What government could have done this?
There's only a few countries that could pull this off. You can narrow it down to 2, China and Russia. And when you look at the target list that's all in Asia, you have to think China. Who else spies on Taiwan?
The report lays out a circumstantial frame that could point to China. The fact that the the fact that the hackers actually targeted several Asian governments, that American defense contractors were targeted, and the fact that none of the targets are in China. Contacted by CNN, an official at the Chinese embassy called that assertion unwarranted, irresponsible, an attempt to vilify China. He says China is actually itself often the victim of hacking and that it wants to work with other countries to prevent it. Wolf.
But there is a way for these hackers to pretend it's coming from China, make it look like it's coming from China, but it's really not.
There is a way to do that. Experts tell us that hackers from Russia possibly could take control of a server in China, make it look like it's all coming from China. The report says that there is a government doing this. The Russian embassy wouldn't respond to us. The target list, though, when you look at it, it does look more like targets.